Hello guys, welcome to the day 4. I hope that I'm live and everybody can hear me guys. Guys, please put into the comment section whether you can hear me or not. Hello guys. Guys, please reply into the comment section whether you can hear me or not. Hello guys. Okay. That's great. Guys, please reply into the comment section whether you can hear me or not. Okay. Sorry, guys, there was some network glitches and backend problems, so that's why I was not able to go live. So there was some network connectivity and backend problem. So sorry for delay, guys. I hope that everybody can hear me now. And is my screen and voice proper? Is my voice clearly audible to you guys? Okay. That's great, guys. That's really nice to hear. So welcome guys. We'll extend the boot camp today. Don't worry. It will be from 8:44 to 9:44, guys. Don't worry. Okay. That's really nice, guys. Okay, that's nice. Welcome guys. Welcome to the day 4. We'll wait for 5 more minutes so that everybody can join. Those who have left, they can join. Please inform your fellow mates if you know anybody that they have left the meet, or you can say left the session. They can come. I'll wait for 5 minutes, guys. Okay. That's really, guys. That's really nice, guys. That's really nice. Okay. 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 Yeah, welcome, guys. Welcome, Mohammed. Welcome, guys. Welcome. Okay. Welcome, guys. I'll wait for 5 minutes, guys. Those who have any doubts, they can start with the doubt part, and after 5 minutes, we'll start. Okay. Okay, guys. Let's get started, guys. Now it's 8:45. I won't I'll proceed ahead. So yesterday, guys, into the previous session, we have talked about your, you can say, primitive data type, guys. Now we are going to start with non-primitive part. So let's get started. So we have already seen what is primitive. Let me just tell it to you. Okay, yeah. So primitive. So we have talked about what is primitive data type. So what is primitive data type? We have talked that primitive data types are those data types which cannot be decomposed further, or they cannot be broken down further. The example of that is your string. Second is integer. The third one is your float. And fourth, what we have seen is your boolean. Now this is primitive data type. Now what are non-primitive data types? Let me just tell you, they cannot be decomposed further. Now assume that there is let's just say one variable that is known as number. Now I have to save 100 number inside this one single variable. So is it possible, do you think, that if I have to store 100 number, can I store that in one single variable? It is not possible to do that, guys. If I want to store, let's just say 10 and then 20, then 30, then 40, then 50, like this, there are 100 variables. So I have to create 100 variable to store that. If I'll use the primitive format, or if I'll use the primitive data type, I have to declare the 100 variable, guys, to work with that. So that is little bit, you can say, hectic and not that much appropriate. To avoid this, the non-primitive data types were invented. So non-primitive data types are your arrays, or you can say lists. Let me just write it down. So list, first one is the list, second one is your array, the third one is your tuple, the fourth one is your dictionary, and the fifth one is your sets. So these are the, you can say, 5 data types that are non-primitive into the Python, guys. So let me just tell you how exactly the non-primitive data types work. Now let's just say if I have to store 100 variables, or you can say 100 numbers into one, or you can say one data type. So if I'll use the primitive method, I have to declare the 100 variables, and that would be very tedious, or you can say very difficult to access those variables. So what happened into the non-primitive type, they what they did is they created some sort of like this. Let's assume that this is our memory. They created contiguous memory location, that is one after the another. So every data, whatever we are storing, let's just say if I'm storing integer data types, it takes 4 bytes to get stored. So now assume that if I'm storing 1 over here, 2 over here, 3 over here, 4 over here, 5 over here, 6 over here, and 7 over here. And if I'm getting the address of this part, let's just say the address of this is, let's just say 001. So I know that the next address, what would be? It would be 002, or after 4 bytes, let's just say 003, somewhat like this. So if I'm getting to this part, I know that I can access the next part. So that's how the list works. What we store is the address of the first part, and based upon that we get the address of the next data. We know how many data we have stored. So in list we store something like this, that is 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 5 6 and then 7. This is how we declare and store the list. And we store the address of the first one, and since we know that the next part would be 4 bytes ahead of that, so we just, what we do, let's just say 001, so we add 4 inside it and we get the address of this part. So if we want to access the third element, what we'll do, we'll say 001 plus 4 plus 4. So this is how we access. But we cannot keep on typing, you can say, this 001 to access the element. So to make it smooth, what we have is indexes, guys. So to access the element into the list, we can use the indexes. So if I'll say 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6. So if you are storing any element, don't, over here we can have 2, 3, whatever I want. But if I want to have an access to the first element, I'll use index 0, guys. It starts from, always it starts from 0. If you want to, if whatever you are storing at first, second, or third place, if you want to have an access to the first element, you'll use 0. If you want to have an access to the second element, irrespective of whatever is being stored at the second element, you'll always use index number 1. If you want to store it at index number 3, and if you want to get that element, you will use 2. In this way you will increment it one by one, but it always starts from 0. So at the back end, what it will do, it will take the index of 1. Let's just say if I'm accessing the index number 2, I want the access of 3. So what it will do, it will say, okay, the address of this is 1. So I know that this would be stored next to, you can say, 2 step after of this. It will add 4 and then 4, and it will get the address of this part. It will get this part and it will print it for you. Is this concept clear, what I have informed up till now? Is this clear, guys? How the list works and how the data is being stored into the non-primitive type, it is clear? Is the concept of index clear, guys? Okay, that's really great, guys. Now what we will do is we'll shift back towards our VS Code. I hope that my VS Code is visible. So we'll declare the list. We'll use, you can say, Python code to declare the list. So to declare the list, what we use is this format. This is like, you can say, two square brackets is being used to declare the list. So let's assume that I'm having the one variable that is known as number, and over here I have to store 10 integer values. So what I'll do, I'll simply say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 9. And in the similar way, 10. So I have stored 10 elements, what, in just one single variable, guys. If I have to do this with primitive type, I have to do it like this. That is number 1, and then like this, number 2, and then 2 over here. So you can see how tedious. I've just declared the 2 variable and it is taking so much time. You can see in just one go I've declared the 10, you can say, integer values. I've just stored them into the one variable and I can easily access that, guys. So let me just tell you how we can access it. So let's just say I've used indexes. So we have to use indexes. Let's just say if I want to have an access to the element number, let's just say 3, I have to access 3. So what I'll do, I'll simply pass the index 2 over here. That is 0, 1 and 2. At index number 2, 3 is being stored. I need to get an access of 3. I'll use 2. So if I'll run this code, I'll get output as 3. Let me just show it to you. So you can see I've got an output as 3 over here, guys. Is this part clear? So whatever element you have to access, let's just say 1, 2 and 3. If you want to access the third element, just minus it by 1, and that's what the index would be, that element, and you can pass the index and you can easily have an access to that element, guys. Is this part clear, guys? Is this thing clear? Any doubts, guys, related to what I have informed up till now? Guys, any doubt? Is this clear? Okay. That's really very great, guys. Now let's assume that we have declared the list. Let's just say we have declared this list. Now I want to change the element, because what we have uploaded, it might not be correct format, or it might not be correct data. Later on we have to format, or we have to change the data. That's absolutely, you can say, the need that we have to do. So now what I'll do, if you have to change the data, you can simply say the index, at what respective index you want to change the data. Let's just say, instead of, you can say 3, I want to add something else. Let's just say I want to add 11 over here. So this is how we do it. Simply you have to say the index, at what respective index you have to change the data, and you can simply get an access to that. That is number. And let me just show it to you. Okay, sorry. Let's just say if I'm accessing the element 2. So if I'll print this, you can see over here, earlier what I was getting was 3, guys. Let me just print it after this as well. Number 2. Okay. You can see first I'm getting 3. Now I'm getting 11. So at index number 2, this is being changed. Now, is this clear part? Is this thing clear? Okay, that's really great, guys. Now assume that we have to print the list in one go. This is how what we are printing the element one by one. Let's just say you want to have an access to the whole list. How we can do it? So what you can do, you can just simply remove the index and you can just run this code. You can see we have got this list. You can see earlier at this place, up till now, what we have not changed, we have changed the element in line number 3. So in first part, that whenever we are printing the list first time, you can see over here at index number 2, the element that is stored is 3. But later on, once we have changed that part, we are getting the index, at index number 2, we are getting is your 11, guys. So this is how we change the element, and this is how we work. Is this part clear, guys, how we print the list in one go, and how the elements are going to be changed inside the list? Is this part clear, guys? Okay, that's really very great, guys. Now assume, guys, we have to change the 2 3 elements in one go. How we are going to change it? Let's just say I have to change 3 4 and 5, like this. I have to change 3 elements. I have to remove 3 elements, and I have to push new 3 elements. How we are going to do this part? So it's quite simple, guys. What you have to do is you have to pass the index from where you have to start. Let's just say this is index number 2. I have to start from here, and I have to go up till what? 3 4. I have to go till 4. That is 2 3 and 4. So what you have to do is you have to add semi, you can say this colon over here, and you have to pass 1 plus 1 of the index up till where you have to go. Let's just say if I have to go till 2 3 and 4, so what I'll do, I'll pass 5 over here. I'll say okay, I have to go till 5. So what it will do, it will exclude the last index. Whenever you are manipulating with 2 or 3 data, you have to pass 1 plus 1 for the last part, because it will exclude the last part. Now what you can do is you can simply pass the data over here. Whatever data you have to change, you have to simply pass it in the form of the list. So what I can do is I can simply pass it like this. Let's just say if I want to add 11 and your 12 and your 13. Let's just run this code and see what we are getting. You can see 4 and 5 are also changed, guys. I've already added the 11. Let's just go with a 12, 13 and 14. Then it would be more clear. You can see 12, 13 and 14. So all three elements are changed, guys. You can see all the three elements are being changed and all the three elements are being manipulated, guys. Now let's do one task, guys. We have got, you can say we have seen many things regarding the list, guys. Now assume that what I'm doing is I'm saying number. Let me just comment the all these part. Okay. Now assume that over here I'm starting with 2 and I'm going till 5. That means what I'm doing, I'm having an axis of these three part, that is 3, 4 and 5. But over here what I'm doing is I'm passing as your 13, 14, 15 and then 16. I'm giving the axis of the, I'm taking the index of three elements, but I'm passing the data as 4. I'm passing the 4 elements. So what would be the output of this part? Can anybody guess into the output? What would be the output for this part, guys? This is the code, guys, that we are using. Okay, some are saying index out of range. Let me just note it down, guys. I've pasted the code into the chat box as well. Just check what would be the output for this, guys. Let's just say some are saying index out of bound. The first option that we are getting is index out of bound. The second option that we are getting is your error. Okay. Any other possibility, guys, that you can see? Any other possibility, guys, that you can see? Okay, some are saying 15, 13, 14. Are you saying only, okay, index out of range is already taken, guys. 13, 14 and 15. Only 13, 14 and 15. Just pass the whole list. What you will, if you are saying that we'll get something, or you can say just some list format. So what we'll get as an output, just inform it in the form of a list, guys. Okay, array out of bound error. Okay, that is index out of bound. That is same MD. Okay, 15, 16. Let me just note it down that you are saying 15, 16, and some were saying your 13, 14, and then 15. Okay. Okay, any other format that they might be thinking? Okay, only 13, 14, and 15. Okay, let's just write it only. And let's just assume that we will take it in the form of the list as well. And let's just assume that we'll get only this as well. So both the format are taken. What would be the output of this, guys? Okay, some are saying syntax error. Okay, they are specifying specifically that we'll get the syntax error. Okay. Okay. Index out of count, index out of bound, that's same, guys. Okay, one has said 1, 2, 13, 14, 15, 16, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. Okay, fifth part. 1, 2, 3. Okay, okay. That is 13, 14, 15, and 16. And then what we are going to get is your, let me just check with this part. Okay, 7, 8, 9 and then 10. Okay, so some were saying this part. Okay, okay, let's just run this code, guys, and see what exactly the output we are going to see. So you can see this is what exactly the output is, guys. This is a valid syntax. This is no error, nothing, guys. This is a valid syntax. If you are passing, if you are getting an, or if you can say if you are taking the access of the three elements, and if you are passing the four data, so what it will do, it will remove the three part, that is three, that is it will remove simply what, 3, 4 and 5 from it, and it will pass, or you can say it will insert the four elements inside it, that is 13, 14 and 15. So if you will pass, you can say if you are taking, or if you are getting an access of the three elements, and if you are passing the four data, what it will do, it will simply take it off, or you can say it will remove the three elements, and it will push the new four elements that you have passed. Is this clear, guys? There is no syntax error, there is nothing, guys. This is a valid syntax. You'll get a proper output for this, guys. Is this part clear? Is this part clear, guys? Okay. Now let me just what let me just do is, let's just say if I'm taking 5 over here, and I'm passing two elements over here. I'm getting an access of the three elements, but I'm passing the two elements. What would be the output of this, guys? What I've done is I've taken the access of the three elements. I'm accessing the index of the three elements, that is 2, 3, and you can, sorry, 3, 4 and 5. I'm accessing these three elements, that is 3, 4, 5, but I'm passing the replacement of only two elements, guys. I'm taking the access of the three element, I'll repeat it again, and I'm passing the data of only two elements. What would be the output of this, guys? Can anybody guess, guys? We have already discussed about it. If you are not going to run the code, and if you are not going to respond, you are not going to learn, guys. So please try the code and please respond what we are going to get in output. Okay, that's really great, guys. I can see the students learning. Okay, you can see, guys, if you are passing the access of the three elements, and if you are passing only the three data, so what it will do, it will just simply remove the three elements, and it will add the two elements. This is what exactly we are going to do, guys. This is how exactly we are going to work with. Now let's assume that I'm passing like this, I'm saying only like this, and I'm passing this. What would be the output of this? I'm not passing the stop element, I'm not saying where you have to stop, I'm just saying just start from 2, and I'm not telling the Python interpreter where you have to stop. So what it will do, guys, what would be the output for this case, guys? I've not passed the end index, guys. Please focus. Please see this clearly. I've not passed the end index over here. I've not informed the Python interpreter what would be the end index. Can anybody guess what would be the output for this? Some are saying same answer. Why they are saying same answer, I don't know. Okay, error. Okay, error. Some are saying error. Let me just note it down. Some are saying error. Okay. Some are saying same answer. Okay. Any other possibility that you might be thinking, guys? Okay, some are saying 1, 2, 13 and 14. Okay, let's just note down that as well. 1, 2, 13 and then 14. Okay, any other possibility that you might be thinking? Error, we have already noted down error, guys. Okay, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and then 10. So let's just run this code and now see what exactly would be the output, guys. So this is what exactly the output is, guys. If I'm not passing the end index, I'm not saying that Python interpreter where you have to end, it will go till end part. That is, it will go till end index, students. What it will do, it will start from here, it will go till end, it will remove everything from here, and it will just add the two elements, guys. So this is how we are going to work with, you can say, list part, guys. So I hope that up till now removing of the elements and adding of the elements is clear. We have not talked about the removing part. I hope that this is clear, guys, how we can remove the elements and how we can add the new elements, guys. Is this part clear, guys? Is this part clear, guys? Yeah, we are going to start from the index number 2 and then we are going to up till end, guys. That is the last part. Is this part clear, guys? Can anybody confirm? I can't see the chat, guys. Can anybody confirm what is this part clear? Okay. Guys, please confirm whether this is clear or not. Okay, okay. Now I can see. Yeah, that's really great, guys. Okay, okay. Okay, okay. That's really nice. Now assume, guys, we have to insert the element. Now these were the, you can say, some, you can say, using the indexes, guys, how we can insert the element. But why we are saying that these are the, you can say, non-primitive data types, guys, because these comes with certain functions as well. These comes with certain predefined functions into the Python. So we are going to talk about what exactly are the functions, and you can say how the functions works with list, guys. So let's just talk about this. So functions, or we call it as methods as well, guys, sometime. So don't confuse between functions or methods, guys. So functions are what? Assume that this is certain code that we have written it over here, guys. So now assume that this is a code to print. Let's just say I've written a code to print certain thing. Let's just say if I want to print anything, this code would be taken and it would be utilized and it would be printed onto my output screen, guys. Now let's just say if I have to print every time, let's just say I have to print 10 times. So should I have to write this code again and again? Let's just say it is 100 lines of code. So do you, it is possible for you to print, to just to print anything, you have to write 100 lines of code, guys. So Python provides certain inbuilt function, guys. You can write your own function as well. You can create your own function. That is also possible. And to, you can say, to make your task easy, Python provides certain functions, and the print command that we are using over here, that is this command, guys. This part at line number, you can say 9, what we have written, this is one function, guys, into the Python. There is a proper code that is being written by the, you can say, the person who has invented the Python, and this code is being utilized all the time whenever we are saying print this, print that, whatever we are saying to print. This 100 or 200 lines of code, whatever he has written, that code is being utilized and that code is being used again and again. So what functions do is, if we want to do certain task and we have to do that task repeatedly, that is one, or you can say multiple times, we create a function, we put that code, whatever code that we have to execute 100, 200, 300 times, and simply whenever we have to do that task, we call that proper function, and this line of code is being added. Now why we are doing this, why we are following this, guys? The first thing is that we don't have to write the 100 lines of code again and again, guys. The second, you can say, advantage of doing this is, guys, our code readability. Whatever we do, let's just say if I'm saying print, and if I'm writing it like this, and if I'm passing the data over here, and if I'm printing it, and I'm writing the 100 lines of code just to do this, so is this neat and clean, or is the 100 lines of code that we have written, that would be neat or clean? So obviously everybody will say that this part is, sir, more cleaner and much more, you can say, readable and much more appropriate as compared to 100 lines of code if we are writing to do this part. So is functions clear, guys? what we have said or what we have talked about functions, guys? You can create your own functions as well. Guys, the boot camp won't get ended at 9:14 today. The boot camp will be taken till 9:44, guys, since we have started little bit late. So that's why we'll extend the boot camp till 9:44 today. So don't talk about the attendance, guys. We are going to take the attendance at last. Boot camp would be conducted till 9:44 today, guys. Is my voice clear, guys? Can anybody confirm? Someone was saying that my voice is not clear. Is my voice clear, guys? Okay. That's really nice to hear that. Okay. So since we have talked about the functions, now we are going to see the first function that we, you can say, use to work with your list part. So the first function that is there is your insert, guys. This is what exactly is the function is. Whenever we declare the functions, we use this is called as parenthesis, guys. This is not called as, you can say, brackets. If someone refers it as brackets, or you can say round brackets, these are what they are called as. But if you are a good programmer and if you want to dive deep into the IT structure or programming world, whenever you see this rounded brackets, we call it as a parenthesis, guys. This is called as parenthesis. So the functions are always, you can say, called with parenthesis. So we are passing this part, or you can say this number, on what list we have to perform this, you can say, operation. We are passing this, and now this will accept the two parameters. What are parameters? Whenever we pass anything to the function, let's just say from outer world we have to pass certain things, or you can say pass certain data to the functions, we call it as a parameter. So this insert is one of the functions that Python provides. It's an inbuilt function to insert the data into the list. Let's just say I don't want to use this part. I don't want to use this. This was also, you can say, possible. Let's just say I want to insert. I don't have to remove any elements. This part is only possible when we have to remove certain elements and if we have to insert the new elements. Now let's just say I don't want to remove any elements from the list. I just wanted to add a new element. So to do that, this method, or you can say function, was created. This accepts the two parameter, that is the respective index where you have to add the element. Now let's just say I have to add the element at index number 2. So what I'll do, I'll pass 2 over here, and I'll pass comma, and I'll pass the value that I have to insert. Let's just say I'm passing 13 over here. So what it will do, it will simply shift the element that is over here. It will shift the element one towards the, you can say, your right hand side, and it will add that element at that proper index. Let me just show you the output. Okay, I'm not printing the list, that's why I'm not getting it. Let's just say the print number. Okay, now we'll get the proper output. You can see it has shifted. It has not removed any elements. Earlier what it was happening, it was removing the elements and then inserting the new elements. Now this method, what it is doing, it is not removing anything. It is just taking the proper index at what we have to add the element, and it is shifting all the other elements towards its right hand side, and at that proper index it is creating the gap and it is inserting the elements. So this is how we insert the element when we don't have to remove any elements, guys. Is this part clear? Is this function, or you can say method, is clear, guys? Is this part clear, guys? Guys, we are going to talk about the attendance is not yet ended, guys. We are going to talk about the attendance at the last. The boot camp would be conducted today till 9:44 p.m. because we started late. You can say little bit late, guys. So I'm repeating this again and again. Don't ask for the attendance. Ultimately, it would be wasting your time, guys. Let's just focus on, you can say, Python, guys, instead of asking for the attendance. Okay. Now, guys, let's just say this is being used to add the element at the specific index. Now let's just say we are clear that we have to add the element at the last. So this is, you can say, not proper. We have to, if we already know that, we have to insert the element at the last. Now let's just say we are not aware of, let's just say the list is carrying, you can say, 200 300 data, and your list is, let's just say, the code that we have written is of 4 to 500 lines, and you have declared your list at line number 1. Now you know that you have to add the data at the last index, but you are not aware of how many elements that is being added inside your list, and you have to simply add that element at the last index. So how you are going to see it? Because insert we have to specify the index, guys. We have to clearly specify at what index we are going to add the element. So to avoid this, there is one method that is known as append, guys. This is what exactly the method is. We pass only the data, guys, what exactly the data that we are going to add inside it. What it will simply do, it will take your list, it will add that element into the last of your list, guys. Let me just show it to you. So you can see this was my list earlier, guys. Let me just print it over here. Let's just uncomment this line, and let's just run this code. You can see this was my list earlier, guys. It added the element into the last, guys. Is this part clear, guys? Is the second part clear? Okay. Now let's just say we have to use insert only. Let's just say this append, some coders are like, we don't have to use append, we have to use insert only, we have to stick to the insert, you don't have to use append. Now let's just say you are in an interview. Now one, you can say, interview asks that use the insert, and you are not aware of how many elements are there inside the list, guys. So how you are going to insert the element at the last, guys? So there is one way by which we can insert the element at the last, guys. So let me just tell you how we can insert. There is one function that is being provided by the Python that is known as len, guys. This, what this len method, or you can say function, does is it returns the length of the, you can say, the list that we are using. Let's just say I'm having 10 elements inside this list. So what is the length of my, you can say, this list, guys? So if I'm having 10 elements, the length of this would be 10. If I'm having 100 elements, the length of this list would be 100, guys. So this length element returns the length of the list. Okay, let's just remove this, because we are getting this because we have not passed that argument. List, it takes 2 arguments. So you can see it's returning 10 because we have 10 elements inside this list. So let's just say if you are sitting in certain interviews, and the, you can say, interview asks that you have to add the list, or you can say add the elements into the last of the list, and if you are not aware of, you can simply say, you can use len method, and you can pass the list, and you can -1, because what we know is 10. What would be, what that we are having 10 elements, and if we want to get an access to the last index, so what I'm saying, that the last element -10, let's just say total 10 elements. So what would be index of this? That is -1. So that's why we are doing -1, and we can simply pass whatever we have to do over here. So what it will do, it will simply insert the element at the last index, guys. Let me just tell it to you. Okay. Okay, let's just print this number, guys. Okay, let's just print. So you can see this last index was being altered, guys. This last index was being altered and it was shifted, guys. So this is how we add, and this is how we use, guys. This is all about the adding an element into the list, guys. There is no list, guys. This is all about adding. Okay, okay. Now we are going to talk about the removing and the pop, or you can say getting the elements out of the list. So if you want to get an element out of the list, there are only two ways. That is The first method that we use is the remove, that we remove the elements from the list. So to remove this part, what you do is you simply pass the value that you have to remove. Let's just say if I have to remove from my list is, if I want to remove 3, so what I'll do, I'll simply pass the 3 over here. So it is going to remove the 3. Let me just show it to you. So let's just work with this. So you can see this is being removed. Let's just comment this part. So we are adding the elements, that's why this is being printed. So you can see one element is being removed, so you can see 3 is being removed. So if you don't know the index of the element and if you want to remove the element from the list, just use this method or function that is called as remove to remove the elements from the list, and you just pass the element whatever element you have to remove. Let's just say if I have to remove 7, I'll just simply pass it over here, and it is going to take care of everything at whatever respective index the element is. It is going to go to your list, it is going to search the element, and it is going to remove that element. That's it. What the task it is going to do is, now the second way to remove your element from the list is pop method. So pop, if I'm saying anything pop, if I'm not passing anything, let's just say pop. What does pop means? Pop clearly specifies that pop out something, that means remove something, guys. So if I'm not passing any index or if I'm not saying anything, it will simply remove the last element, guys. That is, it will take the last element and it will remove it. Let me just show it to you. So you can see up till now I've not passed anything, guys. From here I'm not saying anything. This, the element is going to be removed because of this as well. Let's just not do this part. So you can see I've not passed anything, I've not passed any index, I've not said anything. I've just run the pop method, or you can say pop function over here, and I'm saying that okay, Python just pop this. So what it will pop, it is going to pop the last index, or you can say the element that is stored at the last index. Now let's just say I'm saying the pop the element at index number 2. I'm not passing 2 as an element, guys. I'm saying index number 2. Remove takes the element, guys. It doesn't takes the index. But pop takes the index. This is what the difference between the remove and the pop is, guys. If you are passing any parameter to the pop, it will take an index. It will not take an element, guys. Let's just run this code. So you can see the element at index number 2 is being clearly removed, guys. What was at index number 2? It was 3, guys. We have already discussed that is 0, 1, 2. So you can see 3 is being clearly removed from your list, guys. So is removing of the element also clear, guys? Is the removing of the element clear, guys? Okay, someone has said -1. Let's just discuss about this as well. Okay, I'll inform you guys. Okay. Now let's just talk about negative indexing as well, guys. Let me just show it to you. So there is some concept that is known as negative indexing, guys. Oh, this is not proper. Let's just remove this. Let's assume that this is your list and we have stored 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6. And I'm saying that the index is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. So this is how exactly the indexing is. But there is some concept that is known as negative indexing also, guys, in Python. This is not in other language. That's why this is what you can say beauty of the Python is. So if you want to have an access of the last, you can say index, there is negative indexing, that is -3, -4, -5, and then -6. So it starts from reverse, guys. If you don't know what would be the last index, you can use the negative index as well to access the last element, guys. If I want to have an access to the last element and I don't know what would be the index of this, I can simply say number, and I can pass -1 over here and it will get me the access to the last index, guys. If I want to have an access of the last third element, I can simply say number -3 over here, guys. So it's not, you can say you have to use this part, that is 0, 1, 2, 3. You can use the negative indexing also to get an access to the element, guys. Let me just show it to you. Let's just say I want to print number -1 guys, not popping, I'm not saying anything over here. And getting an access to the, you can say it has, see, you can see it has get me the access to the 10 guys. If I'm saying -3, I would get 8 guys. So you can see it is taking the elements from the reverse guys, that is from the end point. It is you can say it is just starting and it is going till, you can say, negative value whatever you are passing guys. So I hope that negative indexing concept is also clear guys. Is the negative indexing concept clear guys? Guys, just wait for a few minutes. We are going to end this session. It's 9:30. We are just going to extend it 15 minutes more guys. Sorry for delay. We have started little bit late today guys. That's why we are going to extend it. Okay, is the negative indexing concept clear guys? Any doubt in negative indexing? Okay, remove doesn't takes the you can say index guys. If any element that takes the index, that is pop guys. Let's just say I'm saying pop. Okay, I'm passing that pop the element as -3 guys. That is 8 guys. I have an access to the 8. I've passed the access to the 8. Let's just run this code and let me just show it to you. So you can see it has simply removed the 8 guys. So those methods that take the index as their parameter, we have talked about few functions, that is your insert. It takes first element, or you can say first parameter, as an index. Over there you can pass the negative index, but the methods that take, you can say, elements as their argument, if you are passing index over here, remove doesn't have an access, or you can say the functionality of passing an index. It just takes the element that you want to remove and it's just search it and it removes that. That's what is the functionality of the remove is. Okay, okay, that's really great guys. Now we are going to talk about the second of, you can say, second primitive non-primitive data type, that is known as tuples guys. Tuples and list are not that much difference. You can say there are only few things that are going to be changed inside the tuple and the list. Is the first difference that is there between the tuple and the list is, you can do what it seems like in the list. Whatever we are storing, that we were storing multiple data like this, that is 4, 5 and 6. In the similar way, you can store the multiple, you can say, data into the tuples as well guys. That is, let's just say I have to store 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 into the tuple. Using the tuple I have to declare this. So the first thing that changes is we use parentheses over here guys. Instead of using this square brackets, we use parentheses or round brackets guys. If you are not from the coding background, you must be not getting what exactly is the parentheses is. This round brackets are referred as parentheses in coding world, or you can say in programming world guys. So we'll use parentheses or round bracket to declare the tuples. Now the second thing is tuples are immutable guys. Once you declare the tuple, you cannot change it. That is, you cannot remove the elements from the tuple, you cannot add the new elements to the tuple guys. You cannot remove or you cannot add the elements. That is the whatever we have talked about this part, that is insert, remove, pop. These things are not there in the world of tuple guys. Tuples are used to, you can say, declare the constant type of a thing. Let's just say if you have to once we declare that thing, we are not going to change it, then we are going to use the tuples guys. If you want that later on, you have to change, or if you change your mind, you have to change the data whatever you have stored inside it, so use list. But tuples, if you are using tuples, that means once you declare the tuples, you cannot change it. So let me just show it to you how exactly we are going to declare the tuples guys. Let's just comment all these lines of code up till now what we have written. Let's just comment this. And okay, now let's just run this code. Now let's just declare the tuple, that is number equal to like this, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and then 9 and then 10 also. So this is what exactly the tuple is guys. There is no difference as such. You can see this, and the accessing part is also same, guys. If you have to access the single elements, you have to use indexes, guys. If I'm saying 2, it will get me an access to 3, guys. You can see the 3 is an output. But let's just say I'm saying dot, and if I'm saying insert, so you can see this is not, earlier when I was saying the insert part for list, it was giving me insert, guys. It was giving me hint by, you can say the VS Code was giving me a hint, but this is not giving any hint. Let's just say I'm saying index number, you can say 2, add the element 3. So this is not going to work, guys. So you can see we have got an error, guys. You can completely see it is mentioning at line number 19, we are getting an error. This is what exactly. Tuples are immutable. Now somebody will say, sir, what you can do, if you want to add an element, go above and do this. This is possible, guys, but with using code, what we were doing is, this is what we are doing is, we are not modifying the list, guys. We are not modifying the list using the Python, or you can say using the code. What we are doing is, we are changing our code base, guys. If you are doing comma and if you are saying 13, you are changing your initial code base, guys. If you later on, if you want to do these kinds of things, that is possible in tuple. But if you want to use insert, if you want to use remove, if you want to use pop to add, or you can say insert new elements, that is not possible in tuples, guys. I hope that this part is clear, guys, why tuples are called as immutables. Is this part clear, guys, why tuples are called as immutable? Okay, okay. Okay, that's really very great, guys. Now let's just talk about one thing, guys. Let's just do certain interesting thing, guys. Now let's just say I'm declaring number one, that is like this. I'm saying one over here. Before doing this, let me just tell you one thing as well. Yeah, that's a very small thing. If you want to do the type, that is, earlier what we were doing is we were using the type method to get an access, or you can say to print the type of, you can say data type of the variable that we were using. So that is also possible in this tuples and list as well, guys. Let's just run this code. Okay, okay, we are getting an error because of this. Let's just remove this. That would be great. Yo, so you can see this is tuples, guys, and we are getting this part as well. And let me just show it to you for list as well. Let's just change this and let's just work for list. So you can see we are getting list over here. So there is nothing new. I hope that everybody must be clear of this. But now let's just do certain interesting thing, guys. I hope that you'll enjoy this part. So what I'm doing is I'm saying number one, and I'm declaring this as one over here. What I'm doing, I'm saying print type, and I'm saying number one over here. And in the similar way, I'm doing few more parts. Let's just say number, instead of number one, I'm saying sentence, or you can say word. Let's just take it as word because I would be adding one word over here. And I'm saying DevTown, and I'm saying the type of word one over here. So what would be the output of this code, guys? Let me just paste it for you, guys. Guys, please confirm into the chat box what would be the output of this code, guys. I've declared two tuples. That is the first one, that is known as number one, and the word one. And I've added only one element inside this. I've not added 10 or you can say 20 elements. I've just added one element, and I've said, okay, this is one. And I've declared another tuple, and I've said that I'm adding a string element inside it. And I'm saying that, okay, it's DevTown. That's it. So what would be the output of this code? Okay, tuple. Okay, okay. That's really nice. That's really nice to hear this, guys. Okay, some are saying int and string. Why you are saying int and string, guys? This is tuple. Why you are saying int and string, guys? This is tuple. See that I've passed into the round brackets, guys. Just focus on that, guys. Okay, tuple. Those who are saying tuple, they are right, guys. Just focus. Intent string is not right, guys. Why you are saying intent string? I've you can have used round brackets, guys. Please focus. Okay, both are tuple. Okay. Now let's just run this code, guys, and there you'll see, oh, we are getting int and string. Oh. So those who are saying int and string, they were absolutely right, guys. They have, I don't know how you came to know this, but I hope that you have run this code and you have checked this. And if you are coming from the Python background previously, then you must be knowing this, guys. But guys, if you pass one single element, that is if you use round brackets for that we use for tuple, and if we pass just one single element, guys, then it will, your Python interpreter ignores this and it takes, you can say, the data type, that is primitive data type of what particular value you are passing, guys. It will not be considered as a tuple, guys. It would be considered as the primitive data type of the value, you can say the first element. If it is a single element, it will just check the type of that and it will declare the data type of that variable, guys. If you want to say to the Python that, okay, don't take it as the primitive type of the data that I'm passing, take it as a tuple, then you have to add this comma, guys. If you will add this comma, we'll get the output as tuple, guys. Tuple. Can you see tuple? Earlier we were getting int and string, guys. Now we are getting tuple. Is this tuple and why we were getting int and string? Is this clear? Okay, guys, those who were saying int and string, they were absolutely right. I was just saying that earlier it is wrong, just to see, you can say, how much you have learned, guys. Those who were saying int and string, they were absolutely right, guys. Okay, if we add two or more elements, then it will take tuple, guys. This part is only valid for, you can say, one single element. When the list, or you can say the tuple, is having only one single element, guys. If we add, you can say, more than one elements, then we are going to get the tuple only. We are not going to get, you can say, int, a string, or any other thing, guys. And one more thing, guys, list and you can say tuple doesn't have the homogeneous data. That is, if you are storing one single data type of element into the list or tuple, it's not like that. You can store multiple data types of the element. Like, I'm storing string data as well, and I'm storing integer data as well. If I want to store 1.1, 1.2, sorry, 1.2, like this. If I want to store floating point values and boolean values as well, that is also possible, guys. This will not give me any error. Let me just print it and show it for you. Okay, and I am saying this word one. Yeah, that's it. Let's just run this code. So you can see we have got the tuple properly, and that's same for the list as well, guys. This list, in the list we can also store the multiple data types of the, you can say, multiple elements with different data types. In some languages like Java or C++, array has the homogeneous element. Array is called as an homogeneous. We store only homogeneous elements inside the array, but that is not true for list and tuples into the Python, guys. We can store the data type of, you can say, multiple elements with different data types into the list and tuple, guys. Okay. Yeah, we can use the tuples and the list, guys. That's little bit of advanced topic, so I'll not jump into that. Array is called as homogeneous collection, guys, but list and tuples are not homogeneous. We can store data types, or you can say elements of different data types, guys, into the list and element. Okay. Is everything clear, guys, up till now? We cannot go with this for an array, guys. This is not an array. There is no concept of array in the Python inbuilt. We have to use certain libraries to work with arrays, guys, into the Python. There is a concept of list and dictionary on, you can say, into the Python only, and we have already discussed about what exactly are the list and dictionary, and that's it all about the, you can say, non-primitive data types, guys. We are not going to dive deep inside after this for the non-primitive data types. That's it. From the next class, guys, we are going to start with your conditional statements and the looping structure, guys. Okay, some are worried about their attendance link. Let me just share that. Okay, guys, please mark your attendance. Guys, I'm sharing the attendance link. Please mark your attendance, guys. And that's it for today, guys. If you have any doubts, you can stay into this session. I'll wait for 5 more minutes for any doubts and any other thing. If you have no doubts and everything is clear, you can leave the meet, guys. Yeah, that's you can say right, guys. If you have to use Chaudhary, I don't know whatever your name is, you are absolutely right. If you have to work with arrays into the Python, you have to use NumPy library. Okay, those who have no doubts, they can clearly, you can say, they can completely leave this. There is not, you can say, there is nothing we are going to discuss now, guys. The boot camp is ended. I've already shared the attendance link. Shiva, yes, we can declare without parenthesis. Let me just show it to you. Okay, there is something that is known as tuple constructor. We pass it like this, guys. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we work. Let's, okay, not like this. And we print it. You can see this is how we declare it. This is called as a tuple constructor. There is a way by which we can call the constructor and we can work with that. This is also valid for list as well, guys. We can use for list as well. But if you are using list, then you have to pass it like this, guys. You have to pass it in the format of the tuple. You can see we have got this. So this is how we use the tuple constructor and the list constructor to, you can say, work with list and you to create the list and the tuple. Okay, we are going to talk about the string slicing as well, guys. Don't worry. Splicing and slicing, we are going to talk about it. We have not yet reached up till there, guys. Yeah, there is a concept of oops as well into the Python. Python is an object oriented programming language, guys. We can you can say work with oops concept as well into the Python. Guys, we are going to talk about the string methods and string operations. Guys, don't run so fast. Okay, okay. Is there any other doubt, guys? It's already 9:46, so I hope that, yeah, you'll get the notes as well. Don't worry. I hope that everything is clear and everything is done. Okay, okay. Yeah, we are going to talk about the string reversal and everything, guys. We have not yet reached up till there, so that's why I'm not telling to you guys. Please wait, guys. Guys, don't run so fast. What we have learned up till now, please stick to that. We are going to talk about the advanced concept as well. I've already shared the attendance link. If you have the doubts regarding the session that we have conducted today, or you can say any previous sessions doubt, you can ask, guys. Someone is getting that VS Code is giving an error that number is not defined, something like that. So please paste the code, whatever you can say, or you proper error code that you are getting. Okay, tuples, in tuples and list, guys, we store you can say non-homogeneous data, guys. But in array, it's strictly that we have to store the homogeneous data. That means you cannot store the data with multiple data types into an array. Array is, you can say, just what similar to list and tuples, but the only difference in array, list and tuple and array is that list and tuples allows you to store the non-homogeneous data while array doesn't allow you to do this. Okay, you were inserting a number. You might have, you can say, done some error, guys. So please put the proper error code or just put your code, guys. Yeah, there are certain other methods as well. If you want to dive deep into that, you can just check into the, you can say, official Python documentation. But I've informed the most used, you can say, functions and methods, guys. We have already talked about the most used and most, you can say, the programmer use, you can say the programmer or the coder, or methods that are being used by the programmer or the coder most. Guys, I've already shared the attendance link. I'm not going to pin it. Those who were live and they were attending the session properly, they have got the attendance link. I'm not going to pin that, guys. Yeah, we are going to talk about the loops in tomorrow's session, guys. We are going to talk about the conditional statement and the loops, guys. Don't worry. It depends upon what kind of field you are going, guys. It every field has their separate libraries and, you can say, modules, guys. It depends upon what field you are going. If you are going with data science and all other things, then learning numpy and everything is little bit, you can say, more proper. But if you are going with tensorflow and all other things, just start with, you can say, pandas and numpy first and then jump to the tensorflow and all other libraries, guys. Just learn basics and then move ahead. Yeah, we are going to talk about the coding questions as well, but what I'm informing is the basics, guys. And you can say what I've informed up till now. Let me just show it to you. This part, whatever we are discussing, that is this part. So what interviewer ask you that is, they give this code, guys. They will simply say what would be the output of this, just predict the output. But some are not aware of this. They will simply say that the output of this would be tuple. So these kinds of questions are being asked into the interview, guys, or you can say into the sessions, or you can say interview and all other placement round, guys. So they trick you by the small question, guys. They are just the basics. There is no, you can say, as hard, or you can say there are no such difficulties into these questions. They are just basics, but they just try to test your knowledge, guys. How much deep knowledge you have about the, you can say, coding language that you have informed into your CV or your resume, guys. Guys, we have already talked about what is the difference between the tuple and the array, but let me just tell you once again. Tuple, you can say, in the tuple you can add non-homogeneous data, but inside an array you cannot add that. I've already shared the attendance link. That's it, guys. I hope that up till now every doubt is being cleared. Thank you for watching, guys. Good night. Bye bye. Take care. You can start leaving the session, guys. Bootcamp is ended. I'm now going to end the session, guys. That's it. Thank you. Thank you for watching, guys. Thank you. Bye bye. Take care. Good night.